Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. We have another fun video for you today. But before we get to it, Brayden, we love you so much and we miss you. And with all of that, let's get to crafting.
Okay, DIY number one. So I have this sign I got at Christmas time from $5.99, but it was 40% off of that. I'm going to remove the hanger from it. It has three teeny little staplers or staples, and it's kind of hard to get out, but I got them all out. Then I'm going to just take my Waverly Antique Wax and I'm going to do some distressing all around the side of the sign, all around it. And then I went ahead and did some distressing along those little grooves that go down the front of the sign. Then I took a 5-gallon paint stir stick that I cut down and I am going to it was two of them actually, and I'm going to go over them with my Waverly Antique Wax, and I'm just going to brush that wax right on all over the front and the sides of my paint stir stick, and then I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm just going to wipe off any excess wax that was left over. Then I took this bunny rabbit that came from Dollar Tree. I had it in my stash, and I'm going to paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White, and then the little raised part on the ear I'm going to paint with Ballet Slipper by Waverly. Then I have this wall decal from Dollar Tree. I just thought it was so pretty, and I'm just going to kind of cut it down, and I removed the backing from it. And then I'm going to carefully lay it down going up across my little bunny. And I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to lay this out on it, but so I was not quite sure how I was going to do this, but after I had that laid down, I thought, okay, there I can see some plastic here that I don't like to see. So I'm just using my little scissors there to cut it off. And then I'm going to trim off any parts of it that's overhanging my little bunny. And then I'm going to cut some other small pieces out and just kind of add them. I added a little bit more there to make it a little more fuller around the mouth and the nose. And then I'm going to add one up on the ear and added one down on the one of the feet. Then when I was done, I took my Distress Oxide by Tim Holtz, and this is color photo vintage photo, and I'm going to distress around my bunny. That just gives it just a little bit something extra. I didn't do a lot of it. I just wanted to kind of give it a little extra. Then I'm going to glue everything on my sign. Now I'm just taking my pencil here, marking where I have my paint stir sticks laid. I had measured them to make sure they were close to being even. And then I'm going to take my Tite Bond Quick and Thick multi-surface glue here, and I'm going to put it on the back of both of my sticks. I'm going to lay them right in between those little markings that I had made with my pencil. And then after I have those sticks down and in place, I'm going to I think I used the same glue on my bunny rabbit. Yeah. And I'm just going to put that all over the back of the bunny and lay that in place as well. And then I'm like, okay, it needs a little something more. So I took some of this ribbon. I got this from Hobby Lobby years ago. And I'm just I cut two strips down at 12 inches long and then one at 9 inches. The 12-inch ones I glued end to end, and then I'm scrunching them up in the middle like you see. And then I'm going to just put one on top of the other. And then I'm going to take my twine, and I'm going to tie it around my bow. But then I thought, oh, wait, I got to add my tail here. So I folded it in half, and then I folded it in half uh, lengthwise. Am I saying that right? Anyways, I fold it in half down the middle and then fold it in half. Yeah, lengthwise down the middle. Anyways, and then I'm just going to add that to the back of my bow and tie that twine around it and tie knots. And then after that, I'm going to dovetail the ends by folding it in half and cutting at an angle. Then I'm going to just take some more of that ribbon. I'm going to fold it in thirds and I'm going to wrap it around the middle just to cover the twine to give it a little more of a polished look. And then I'm just going to hot glue those ends in place and then trim off any excess. And then after that, I'm just going to hot glue it to the top left corner of my sign. And then I decided to take the hanger that came off of it, and I'm just tying some knots on it. I shortened it because I didn't need it to be as long, and I just stapled it to the back since this board is thick enough, and there it is. I think this came out really adorable. I hope you like it as well. Let me know in the comment box below.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Here we are on the 12th of the month, I believe it is. I can never keep track of the dates. I always have to look at my calendar because it goes by so stinking fast. You know I've said this before, but people used to always say the older you get, the faster time flies. And I truly believe it because I tell you what, one day it is January 1st. The next day it is February 12th. Anyways, I'm looking at my calendar to make sure. Anyways, we are 2 days away from Valentine's Day. I hope all of you guys, whether you have someone special in your life to celebrate it with or not, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and know how much you are truly loved by our Savior Jesus. And if you don't know him, he is amazing, and you can always email me and I can let you know more about him. Anyways, we are, what are we doing today? Well, we're doing spring or Easter or maybe even a mix, but I'm excited about getting into some spring DIYs, and I hope you guys are too. So before we get on to it, if you are new here and you enjoy home decor on a budget, I'd love it if you'd hit that red subscribe button before you go and become part of our YouTube family. He's only 7 pounds, but my arm gets tired of holding him after a while. And for those of you returning, you guys know I just love you guys so much, and I'm so thankful for all of you guys. Quick reminder to make sure that you check your subscription notices and make sure you're still subscribed. I will have times where I lose a whole bunch of subscribers. And I know from what I've heard from other people that it is YouTube. Somehow they go through and they scrub. I don't know what their criterias are for scrubbing, but they do scrub subscriptions sometimes. So make sure you're still subscribed if you already subscribed. And then if you guys enjoy the video, make sure you comment, like, share this video, hype. That really does help my channel. It helps the algorithm know that you guys enjoy my video, and they'll push it out for more people to see. So with all of that, let's get on with the video.
Okay, DIY number 2. So I took one of these boards from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. When it was dry, I took my Mod Podge here, and I'm just going to brush it all over the front part of my wood sign here. Then I have this beautiful napkin. I've had this in my stash for a couple of years. I got it from decoupagenapkin.com, and I am just going to, I started out by just kind of cutting out the flowers because this napkin wasn't long enough to go all the way down the side of that board that I'm using. So I thought, okay, well, I want to make it longer, and if I cut out some of these flowers smaller, I can probably make it go farther. So I did that, and then I laid them all on. I removed the backing from all of them, the 2 plies, and laid them in place, covered them with parchment paper, and went over it with my heat press. And then I'm like, okay, that was ridiculous. That took way too long. So I just did this napkin. I removed the side or the backing, and then I just added there was only a small piece that needed an extra flower to it. So then after I had it all on there, I am just going to go over it with my Mod Podge again and then let it dry, and then I sanded off all the excess napkins. And I took some 2-inch wood letters I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to paint them with Apple Barrel's Petunia Purple, I think it's called. And then I'm going to just use my Titebond glue to glue them coming down the middle part of my sign. And if you can notice on the left-hand side, I did add a little more of the flowers to kind of fill it in to look a little more like the right side did. But anyways, after that, I took this wood plaque from Dollar Tree, a finial from Hobby Lobby, and the other finial, I don't remember where I think Timu actually. And I painted them with white. And then I'm taking my purple here and I'm going to go around that little trim area on this plaque. And I just went all the way around it with that. After that, I'm going to take my Tim Holtz in the color Black Suit and I'm going to go over all of the, not soot. There we go. It's different than a suit. It's soot. And I'm going to do some distressing on that plaque as well as this finial and the other finial as well. And then after I had them looking the way I wanted them, then I'm going to mark the center of my plaque. I'm using my ruler here to find the center. And then I'm going to take my Titebond glue. I'm going to add it to the one finial. I'm pretty sure it came from Timu. It was a very different, unique shape. And I had bought them like a little over a year ago. Anyways, and I decided to take a tumbling tower block. Now it's not painted. I do end up painting it, but I'm going to glue it to the back of my sign because that finial that I want to put on the top was the board's too thin and I wanted it to have more of a base to stand on. So I glued it to the top, and I took one of the bigger blocks that I have and I'm going to put this onto the bottom. And then I'm going to use Titebond glue there and hot glue. And I'm going to use my Titebond glue and hot glue again on the bottom of that to put it to that on that finial that's on the plaque to stand it up. That way it had more of a surface to glue. And then after that, I decided to just glue some of these pretty little roses from Hobby Lobby down on the base. And then I'm going to make a finger bow. It's 2-loop finger bow. I'm going to go around my fingers twice. I'm going to cut a long tail. I'm going to take that tail and wrap it around those strands between my fingers, go through my fingers, come up and around and go through that little loop that I just made and then pull really tightly. And then after that, I defuzzed it with my lighter here, and I was having a hard time because it was getting to the end of it and I had to go get another one. And then I'm just going to glue that on the bottom of my sign, and then I'm going to do a little more distressing with that black soot. And then that's all I did with this. And you know, most of you know purple is my favorite color, so I absolutely love this. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations. And we have Kim. Look at all these pretty Valentine things that she has made. She has been one busy person, and I love her little bags. They are just so fun. And then Peg, look at all of her Valentine stuff. You guys have been busy. And she's got some real lovely pieces there too as well. And then we have Ronnie that made these sweet, wonderful little bunny rabbits and spring stuff. And I just love them. So thank you so much, Ronnie. And thank you, ladies, for sharing. And if you have something that you've created that you would like me to showcase, you can email me pictures at rusticandlacediy@gmail.com, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, on to DIY number 3. So I'm going to take a 12 by 12 wood sign. I think I got this one from Amazon, but you can use the ones from Dollar Tree if you can find them. And then I'm going to paint it with my white chalk paint. Now I just recently got this cross for $5.99, but it was 40% off of that. And this is from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to remove that tag. I'm going to remove the hanger. I'm going to take some Arteza markers, acrylic markers, and I'm just going to paint color my flowers. And I used 2 different purples on this one, a darker purple for the middle. And then I'm going to use a pink one for this flower. And then I use a different pink for the middle. And then I'm going to use yellow for the next flower with orange in the middle. Then I took my green and went over the leaves. Now I could have done a paint on this instead, but I knew I'd make a mess on that cross with paint because I still even got some of my marker on the cross, but not a lot. So it would have been a lot worse if I would have done it with paint, because I'm a very messy painter. Like you can see, because I just dropped antique wax on that flower and I was like, are you kidding me? But anyways, I took some of my antique wax with a really small brush and I'm just going to go over the cross, and I'm going into all of those little grooves with that small brush with my antique wax. And then after I get some on there, I'm going to take a paper towel and try and get in those grooves as best as I can. And then I just went ahead and went over the rest of my cross. Did I change that out? I think I have the same paintbrush. Oh my goodness, it took no wonder it took me so long. Anyways, I'm just gonna paint on that wax and brush off the excess. And then since I dropped some wax on that yellow, I decided to go ahead and go over all the flowers and the greenery with some of that wax, and then wipe off with a with a baby wipe to kind of lighten it up. Then I'm going to use my Type Bond wood glue, and I'm going to use a little hot glue here. I'm going to glue this cross onto the front of my sign, right in the middle. And then after that's on there, I created a stencil with my Cricut. These are words to a song, and I saw it on Pinterest, and I'm like, oh, I want to use those words on a sign. So I'm just using my antique wax here, and I am going over it very carefully because I had done the first one and I wasn't being as careful and it bled through. So I'm trying to be very, very careful so that it doesn't bleed through. So I'm just going to lightly go over all of these letters. And then I don't wait to dry it. I don't dry it before I remove the vinyl. Normally I do, because then it usually doesn't pull up the paint when I dry it. But I was just so worried about that wax seeping through, I decided to just go ahead and pull it. It did pull up a little bit of my paint, so I did have to touch it up with some white, but that's okay, because there was a few areas with that wax that I felt needed to be touched up with white paint, so I did that as well. Then I just went ahead and did distressing around the sign because I love distressing. I love that look. And then I went ahead and did some around the middle of my sign as well. And then I'm just going to make some hanger holes because this one doesn't come with holes. So I'm just going to use my big mouth crocodile to make my hanger holes. And then I'm going to use some of my favorite braided jute twine that is also in my Amazon store, as well as my big mouth crocodile. And I'm going to thread it through, tying knots on the back, and then we have a hanger, and I love how this came out. I think it came out really pretty. I hope you like it too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, our final DIY, number 4. So for this one, I took this wood egg. This I believe I got from Amazon last year. It's a smaller egg, and I'm going to paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. It's smaller than what you normally get at Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to take one of these beautiful rub-on transfers. I have used these transfers for the last 2 videos. If you want to order any of them, they are in my Amazon store. I've had many people ask about them, but they are some really pretty rub-on transfers. And so I'm just going to put this one on my egg, and I'm just going to use my little rubbing tool there to rub it all on. And then I'm going to just slowly start removing that transfer tape, and if I see any of my image pulling up, then I will just lay it back down and rub it with my little rubbing tool there. But this one came out, I mean, I only had to stop a couple of times to rub, and this one, yeah, I love, these are very good rub-on transfers. They come off nicely. So I'm just finishing up right there, and voila, there we go. Then I'm going to go ahead and do some distressing with that black soot, not suit, soot. And then once I have that all done, I'm going to do a little bit in the middle as well. And if you don't like distressing, you don't have to do that. That's just my style. Then I'm going to take some twine, and I'm going to hot glue it all the way around. This is the braided one too. Yeah, it is the braided one. And I'm going to go all the way around my egg. And then after that, I am going to use my crocodile again to make a hole in the top. Then I have one of these MDF rings that sometimes you can find at Dollar Tree. When I found them the last time, I bought several, so I have a stash of them, but I'm going to just wrap it with some twine. Now, this is twine from Walmart. It's a bigger uh, size twine, and I'm just going to wrap it all the way around it and then just hot glue it. And the only time I hot glue it is when I start it and end it. And then after that, I'm going to take some more twine and thread it through that hole on the egg, and then I'm going to glue it to the back of my ring there. Then I'm going to take an oval wood piece that comes from Walmart. I'm going to paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. And then after it was all dry, I'm going to take some hot glue, glue it right in the middle, and I'm going to glue my ring to it. I knew that wasn't going to be enough to hold it in place, so I took some tumbling tower blocks that I had in my stash. There's two, one on top of each other, and I'm using, they were already stained with the wax. I had taken them off something that I had built, probably something that came apart. So I'm just going to glue one of those bases on one side and the other one on the other side, just to hold that ring in place. Then I'm going to take some greenery picks. This came off of a Dollar Tree greenery pick. I'm just going to glue them onto going up the ring, and then I'm going to take some of those eggs. These are eggs, styrofoam eggs I think I had gotten from Hobby Lobby, and cut them in half. I'm going to glue them up on there, and then I'm going to add some of my roses from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to add some to the base. I add some of the leaves that come from those picks with those roses. And then I took some of this beautiful ribbon I got from Sam's Club. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. They're purple and beautiful, and I couldn't pass them up. So I'm just going to make a bow doing the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up in the middle, and tying twine around it and to hold it in place, and then I will dovetail the ends, and then I'm just going to hot glue it to the top of my egg. No, yeah, my egg. And there it is. I love how this came out. I think it is so, so cute. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. The final reveal is coming right up. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give me that thumbs up, comment, hype, share this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do that before you go. And I will be back again on Sunday with another video. So with all of that, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.